It's like they say, it's hard to miss you if you never go away. And I kind of felt that way here.
Welcome to Dastardly Hamster. Today is round 3 of me trying to convert my friend into a Suicidal Tendencies fan. You already liked the song Institutionalized, and you also liked War Inside My Head. So now I'm going to introduce you to You Can't Bring Me Down. And if you give this song at least 3 out of 5 ham stars, that means I get to show you something that I like, that I find fun, that has nothing to do with anything, and that you may or may not like.
All right.
Deal with it. Now that you've heard 2 songs by Suicidal Tendencies, what are you expecting for this third song?
More of the same. I don't know. I like the first 2, so I expect this one to sound kind of similar. My brain is trying to figure out if that's guitar or if that's a different instrument that's playing in the background right now.
I can't say I know for sure, but I would say that sounds like guitar to me. Now this sounds like Pantera. Oh my god.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you don't really know Pantera.
Right, very clean guitar here.
Yeah, this sounds like the intro to Cemetery Gates or something.
Right. So we have a combination of a distorted guitar and a clean guitar both going at the same time, which makes it interesting.
This really gets into like it sounds very classic. It sounds like a lot of the other stuff that was going on in the 80s with the hair metal and all of that.
Right.
Not what you'd expect for an otherwise classified as punk band.
Right. Okay. Now we're getting heavy. Oh, we got some finger solo.
What the hell's going on around here?
This is good. Really good. I just want to say, I'm like surprised I haven't heard this band before because I can hear their influence in a lot of the stuff that I listen to.
Right?
Yeah. And like once you told me how old they were, I'm like definitely thinking, okay, like I can see that this band inspired this band, right? Because these guys were doing it first in most cases, right? So yeah, I'm really impressed with it so far.
And they still sound fresh, right? They still sound like if this came out today, I'd be like, oh, they're doing that old style, but it sounds good. Like there's nothing really outdated about it.
Right.
Know?
Yeah.
You can't bring me, you ain't never seen so much pain like more. What I know is right, what up? Got yourself a fight. You can't bring me, stand up. We're not singing along together. Ain't nothing to stop. Won't quit, we ain't in the wrong. You can't bring me, you can't bring me down. Bring me down. You can't bring me down. Bring me down. You can't bring me down. No, bring me down. You can't bring me down. Bring me down. You can't bring me down. You can't bring me down. Just for some lucky.
I'm just pausing because I think that might be an 8-string guitar. I'm just trying to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. It looks more than 6 though.
Never would have noticed.
Which, by the way, I should say is very uncommon for punk rock to have that many strings, because you don't usually use them.
Yeah, that's the thing for me, that for punk that always drove me a little bit away from punk when I've got all this metal to listen to. It's just punk always sounded so bare bones to me,
Right.
whereas metal is just so full, and that's why I always thought that Suicidal Tendencies was just rap metal, because
Because you didn't want to associate it with
such a
punk.
full song
Right.
Right. Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah.
Now, newer punk is a little different because if you go really old punk, like I'm talking like Ramones or Sex Pistols or Clash even, right, you're going to get basically very simple chord progressions. It gets a little bit more complicated as it goes, but I don't mind that either, but it's not for everyone. Okay, I want the song to stop right here. I think this would be a perfect stopping point for the song. It now has to justify, I'm looking at the time on it, it has to justify to me now that it needs another 2 minutes for this song. So we'll see if it can do that. Okay, this is actually cool. I was not expecting this. This really changed it up.
Just 'cause you don't understand what's going on don't mean it don't make no sense. And just 'cause you don't like it don't mean it ain't no good. And let me tell you something, before you go take a walk in my world, you better take a look at the real world. 'Cause this ain't no Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Can you say feel like? Yeah, maybe sometimes I do feel like. I ain't happy about it, but I'd rather feel like to be full of. And if I
That's a
offended you,
censor.
oh, I'm sorry, but maybe you need to be offended. But here's my apology and one more thing. You can bring me down. Bring me down. You can bring me down. Bring me down. You can bring me down. No, bring me down. You can bring me down. 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 Bring me down. Bring me down. You can bring me down. Bring me down.
I like the overlap of the vocals right now.
Bring me down. Can't bring me down. Can't bring me down. Can't bring me down. Suicidal.
That was great. I was surprised. Remember when I said the song should stop here? And then they did a bridge that was like probably the best part of the song. And I'm like, wow, that's a really good bridge. And it was very different from the rest of the song too, but it just came out of nowhere. I'm like, wow, like I actually want to go back and I want to hear I want to hear the whole song, but I especially want to hear the bridge again. So that was really cool. I still think it was way too long. If they would have condensed like the Bring Me Down parts, I don't know how many times they did that chorus. Felt like a lot. If they condensed it down a little bit, I think I'd be willing to give this a 5. But because again, I felt it stretched its welcome a little bit too much, right?
It's fair.
It's like they say, it's hard to miss you if you never go away. And I kind of felt that way here. For that reason, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 ham stars.
I think that's fair. What I found really funny while watching this, like I had heard the song many times before, but, never really put that much thought into the meaning. So for me, I just figured, they generally sing about teenage angst. No, don't bring me down means just like I'm going to be in a a good mood, even if you try to criticize me or whatever.
Right.
But watching this video, I don't know if the song is necessarily tied to the video. You know, that's not always the case.
Right.
But at least the video is clearly about being anti-censorship. It starts out with this newspaper talking about them being banned in LA. And then you've got this whole like 1940s film noir interrogations and the electric chair and the US Constitution. And I just found it so funny that at the exact moment where he's going, maybe you need to be offended, and then immediately he gets censored. Oh, it's funny and ironic that it's happening at this moment. He's going, oh yeah, you need to be offended. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Right. That's a great laugh.
It's my evil Bart.
Right. Yeah. It does sound like evil Bart. Wow. That's so funny.
It's my Nancy Cartwright. For me, actually, I like this song, but I don't love it. So for me, I'd actually put this at a 3 out of 5 ham stars.
Interesting.
It's good.
Okay.
I'll listen to it, but and it is catchy. It'll get stuck in my head. But yeah, it's not one of my favorite Suicidal Tendencies songs, but I like it. I just don't love it.
So that's wild. There's actually 2 Suicidal Tendency songs now that I actually rated higher than you did.
That's right. So one thing that often bothers me in, you know, various kinds of hard music and metal is when they take some perfectly good screaming and then they start trying to input or like they try to work singing into it. And I'm like, this sounded great with just the screaming. Why are you, a fantastic screaming vocalist, trying to do this horrible sing-songy stuff that just completely breaks the song? But this is one song where I don't feel that that's the case, where I really appreciate it because I do think that it is a nice break. I think that it actually does enhance the song, and the singing is good. It's actually good singing.
Yeah.
So this is one of those very rare songs where I go, hey, that singing made it better. Right? Yeah.
One thing to look out for, and I've just started noticing this, any band which did a lot of screaming when they were younger, listen to their recent live performances. In almost every case, they're not able to scream anymore. Like, even when they're doing their old songs, it's like they just can't, right? Like, they lose the ability to do that. So I think from a longevity standpoint, it makes sense that they would learn, or at least try to incorporate other types of singing in their songs too, because then it's not like too strange if they sing in that way during the song, during a live performance, for example.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also I know that there's a trend amongst metal vocalists where a lot of them are going to train with opera singers.
Right.
Because that's the closest that they can get.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, it certainly is helping. And there also seems to be a lot of opera singers on YouTube now listening to metal.
Right.
So I think there's some crossover going on, which is funny because they definitely come from the same place anyway.
Yeah.
What is this? A crossover episode?
Well, that's it for us, ham stars. Spin your wheels down to that subscribe button.
And give us a dastardly thumbs up.